All right, Dan, I just want to say thank you so much for being here with me today.
Absolutely.
A little bit about Dan here is that he is from Amaranth, Ontario. We met in our time here playing in Hamilton, Ontario, where we are right now. Yeah, we became really close friends. He's moved away to Alberta. He's working on the ski lodge and driving bus. I don't know, tell the camera a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so we met here at Mohawk College playing volleyball together in 2019 there. In my season with Braden, I took a ball to the face, pretty hard ball. Ended up getting a pretty bad concussion. And fast forward to now, I'm still struggling with that same concussion, so I'm not able to go to school or play volleyball anymore. So I just there was a little bit of an in-between period where I was struggling with the head stuff, but now I've brought myself to packing up my car, driving out west, working at a hotel out in Alberta there, in the middle of the Rocky Mountains. Just kind of getting up to snowboarding now and hiking and camping and lots of outdoorsy stuff. So yeah, that's where I'm at in life now. Just kind of taking it as it comes, really.
So Dan and I, we've kept up over FaceTime. You know, the relationship has really not dwindled since we've been away from each other. Due to unfortunate circumstances, though, we're reunited back here in Hamilton. One of our good friends and teammates has just passed away, and we've kind of taken this time to almost bring our past relationships a little bit closer, just for the sake of our own hearts, for the sake of what our life used to be while it was here. Obviously, I'm back in Winnipeg at CMU. He's over in Alberta, so for the chance for us to kind of get together and spend a little bit of time together and hang out and whatnot and catch up once again, it's been great. And over the course of our 24-hour drive from here, from Winnipeg to here, we spoke a lot about what the relationships in our lives mean to us. And personally, I think that is my biggest one is that what are people for? It's for relationships and you know, building that long-standing support that's going to help you navigate through life. So with one question I have to open up to you is, do you agree or disagree that people are for building all sorts of relationships through life in order for them to build long-standing happiness and stability?
I would agree, for sure. Like we've been talking about over this trip, like I think there's a reason that when you go to a funeral like we went to, there's a reason why there's a lot of people there for certain people. And if you look at the people that there are, that support system for the family and friends at funerals like this, you look at the way that they led their lives and it was very relationship oriented. Owen was the type of guy that was there for the people that were closest to him, and not even closest to him, just the people in his life. And he was the type of guy that would build relationships with people that sometimes don't deserve it. And it just goes to show how when you treat people that way, and you build relationships over time like that, how much that means to people. Because look at us, like we live across the country.
Absolutely.
And we hadn't seen Owen in quite a while in terms of like what we used to hang out with him and do. We hadn't had that since we all left Hamilton. And he made that lasting impression on us where instantaneously we packed our car up and drove across the country to be there for his family and friends, because we know he was the type of guy that would do the same thing. So yeah, I think relationships are pretty much everything, honestly, in my opinion. We've been talking about this. For me, relationships are everything, I would say. Now, I would say it comes down to person, because you look at some people and finances are everything, or their job is everything.
Yeah, no two people are the same.
No two people are the same, exactly. So for one guy, maybe, yeah, making all that money and having that nice car and that nice house is everything to him. But is he really happy? Is he really enjoying his life at the end of the day? Whereas you look at somebody else who doesn't have those finances and that wealth and that nice house, but he has family and friends and those relationships around him. they're usually a pretty happy person. They're fulfilled.
Yeah. I mean, you're not rich as in terms of finances and the cars that you drive, but really you're rich just throughout your own happiness. And if there's one thing that's really going to bring you towards that, it's having a good connection and stability with friends. So I know that you were saying relationships are everything to you. Can you kind of just give us a brief description on what you mean by everything? Like, how do you think that you would deal in life in getting over something like this, or just any other hardship if you didn't have the support system to fall back on?
I think the way I would handle it would be, for me personally, from where I've been brought up and everything, it would be a lot of scripture and a lot of prayer, and dipping into my faith heavily, which is still probably the best play. But when you have those relationships to also lean on, it just makes it that much easier.
Right.
For me, and like that time I mentioned in the little introduction there with my head situation, and now with situations like this that we're in, I would go to say that I would not be able to handle myself in these situations without my relationships.
Right.
And I can say that confidently, I would say. Because I'm somebody that holds my relationships dear to me. And I'm there for my friends, but I also expect them to be there for me when I'm in these times.
Right. So would you say that there is situations in life that you, just like you as well as many other people, can't really manage themselves and get by? Maybe they can to some extent, but not as healthily as it would be with a good support system and like friends around.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it takes going through things like that to realize these things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even like I know Owen was our friend, but even if you just like go down to like the bare bones, like your mom, your dad, you know what I mean? Like those are relationships in your life too, and having people there for you that are really gonna understand you and have your back no matter what it's honestly like the best safety blanket that you could ever have, right? Because
absolutely.
falling by yourself and not really knowing how to catch yourself or pick yourself up, it's a very real thing. And I think that me and you are very fortunate to have people in our life as well as each other that will help each other through tough times and hardships like that.
Absolutely.
But to like have that deeper understanding and meaningful connection that's really gonna help you flip the page in your life and keep you going is personally what I believe people are for. I know there's a ton of other answers, and I mean other answers may be just as true as the next, but this one sitting with me right now, with friends that I haven't seen for 4 or 5 months, a year, 2 years, and just getting to almost pick back up where we started, and where we left off, I should say. Because it's not every day that you have to keep in contact with somebody else, but having that connection and that relationship that you can just pick right back off from where you started because you were so close to each other and good to each other in that way, is super important to me. Personally, I've been to Alberta and played a lot of volleyball over there, so I still have meaningful connections over in Alberta, and then coming back over here to Hamilton, Ontario, and then obviously being at CMU with my good group of fellow students and my volleyball team. I don't really know where I would be in life right now. Personally, one of the relationships that I have, I know it's an inanimate thing, but is with volleyball, and it's really brought me back and forth. So I think without volleyball, I would be pretty lost. I think I would manage to find another thing, but I don't know if I would be able to manage to find another direction in life without having those relationships of people and mentors and friends to help push me in another direction, so yeah, I don't know, that was just kind of something that I was thinking. And I don't know, like at the end of the day, just to wrap this up, I think it's massive that everybody tries to, or at least in some capacity has a relationship with somebody else that they can fall on and talk to if there's anything ever tough going on in life, or just more or less just to bring that absolute happiness to life. I know it's not always going to be there because chasing happiness it's more of it's not a destination, but it's more of a way through life.
Process.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more of a process. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, I personally think that people are for the relationships and building those long-lasting supports that are going to help them get through life, because without them, I mean, we're
What
really
are we?
Yeah, we're really just alone.
Because if you take volleyball, without those relationships, if you were just playing with 5 random guys night in, night out, would you be as in love with volleyball as you are?
Probably not, no.
You know what I mean? Like, if we weren't as close as we were at Mohawk, would you have had that much fun? Probably not.
Exactly.
You know? Same thing with like snowboarding. Sure, it'll be fun to do it alone all the time. It would be cool. You're absolutely shredding a mountain. But would it be as fun without going with a group of like 10 of your closest friends?
Yeah,
Probably not.
Yeah, because
You know?
you got people like joke and boost your self-esteem.
Exactly.
Joke, you know, like it's great. Yeah, for sure.
And like, would I take something like snowboarding that I'm in love with now and do it alone? If I had the choice to do it alone and do something cool like that alone, or go and just hang out with 5 of my friends that I'm closest with, I would probably take the latter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, like I was saying, I love the relationships I have and how we kind of build off of each other and keep each other accountable, and we're there for each other. And just going through life with relationships is so much more beneficial than not, I find.
Almost gives you that sense of feeling full.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Whatever you're
Sense
doing,
of purpose almost.
that's what almost fills in the cracks of everything, is makes it nice and smooth, is
Yeah.
the relationships, for sure. But yeah, I think that's all we really have time for today. Appreciate it, Dan. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'll definitely keep this one for the memory bank, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and this concludes our little interview podcast. Those of you guys who are listening and watching right now at the symposium, if you guys have any questions or concerns, maybe I'll leave a couple pieces of paper out. We could kind of put it in a box if you guys agree or disagree or have any other questions towards that, because I don't know, this is something that has really opened my eyes, especially the situation of why I'm out here in the first place, and I would definitely love to get a bit of more insight as to what people are thinking about, I don't know, just relationships in their life, you know what I mean? Are people for relationships, are they not? Personally, I believe so, but at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, and I don't know, I think that's just the beauty of life, for sure. All right, signing out. Cheers, guys.